He talked a little bit about me, so I don't want to spend too much time here, but I do want to give a little bit of background of why I'm speaking about this topic today. I spent most of my career in Fortune 500 HR leadership roles, including establishing an HR department from ground up and many learning and development functions within big, large organizations. I also taught in career development within organizations to seasoned and senior professionals. How many of you are seasoned professional, maybe changing careers? I have a few of you. Who is looking for their first internship or job? Okay, so we have about a half and half, so great. So when you guys are sharing, it'll be great to also share that as well. So this applies, what I'm going to share next is going to apply to all of you guys. Never gets old, because we will always face in our careers, when we change careers as well, we'll go through these interviews, and culture fit is becoming more and more important in organizations. So introduction to culture fit interviews a little bit. So what is it? Let's start with that. So what is culture fit questions? So they usually help us employers. Let me get this. I'm a walker. So, okay. So these questions helps us to understand, as I was mentioning earlier in the panel, to see if this person is going to be happy and productive underlined emphasis in our environment. So what do I mean by the environment, right? Environment is defined by how do we get work done around here? So think about your current workplaces, or maybe if you're a student, how do you get work done in Miami-Dade College? So there is a culture to it. It's defined by behaviors. It could be defined by our motivations. Values are a key component of that, right? All companies, including universities, have values defined. And they define the culture of the organization. So there's a lot of cues actually before we go into interviews. So in a nutshell, culture fit really tells us if you're going to be a fit into the environment. Are you gonna do the things the way we do it, right? In a nutshell. That doesn't mean we want you to be the yes man, right? That's not what we're looking for. But in an environment, let's give an example. So if you're in a startup, no structure. Are you a person who enjoys structure? Are you going to be happy when there is none? Are you going to struggle all the time and be miserable and unhappy? We don't want that. We don't want unhappy people in our organizations. Some people love creating structures. I am one of them. I build structures when there is none. I enjoy that, but not everybody does. I've seen people struggle with that. Or some people don't like too much structure, right? So that makes us unhappy. So that would be me. Too much boxes makes me unhappy. But I know myself. So that starts with the awareness. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. So in a nutshell, how you work, what motivates you, whether the company's values align to yours is what we're trying to go after in these interviews. So there are two keys to strong culture fit answers. So that's my approach that I'm going to be proposing to you. I hope you will find it helpful. So the first one is understanding the organization. Do your research of the company that you want to go after. It doesn't matter, maybe it could be a startup. There is lots of information in our fingertips today. So do your research and go prepared to the company. First, look to see if you really want to go after that company. That would be my first advice. Second, if you do, then know their strategy. Maybe they just went through a mergers and acquisition, and maybe they are going through a lot of change. So maybe you need to be able to understand that context of which you're walking into that interview. The second is understanding oneself, the self-awareness I just talked about. Knowing oneself is so important to know where you're going to be unhappy and happy. Because happiness equals productivity, unhappiness equals poor performance. So that is, even though you might say, okay, I'll maybe work through it for a couple years and that's fine, guess what? It's not fine because it's going to affect your performance. So it goes to your branding, right? So I would never suggest for you to just go for it just because you're desperate to land on a job.